I want to play you some audio from Joe Biden.
On the economy, the vice president-elect talked about having an economy that works for working people. One thing I didn't hear you talk specifically about is canceling student loan debt. Does student loan forgiveness figure in your plan? Would you take executive action to achieve it?
It does figure in my plan. I've laid out in detail. For example, the legislation passed by the Democratic House calls for immediate $10,000 forgiveness of student loans. It's holding people up. They're in real trouble. They're having to make choices between paying their student loan and paying their rent, those kinds of decisions. It should be done immediately. In addition to that, as you know, I think that everything from community college straight through to doubling Pell Grants to making sure that we have access, free education for anyone making under $125,000 for 4 years of college. And there is a program that exists now under the law that forgives student loans for being able to engaging in public service. I'm going to institute a fundamental change in that so it's able to be available to everyone that in fact is engaged. It's not being very well managed right now. So I'm going to do all of those things.
Why are we going after the student loan industry and canceling student loan debt, which, by the way, he probably can't do by executive order? Why are we canceling student loans instead of going after the colleges that have raised their tuition so high, knowing that kids could get easy access to student loans? This reminds me of this exchange Elizabeth Warren. Remember this? This was on the campaign trail. This was in January of this year, January 23rd. This is Elizabeth Warren engaged with a voter.
I was hoping to get your question. Yeah. I'm on Medicare and I'm having heart time. Yep.
I just want to ask one question. My daughter's getting out of school. I've saved all my money. She doesn't have any student loans. Am I going to get my money back? Of course not. So you're going to pay for people who didn't save any money, and those of us that did the right thing get screwed.
Yep. That was the exchange with the voter. She wasn't expecting that. This guy saved money so his daughter could go to college and not have any student loan debt. And it's the people with the massive piles of debt who didn't do what he did who are going to get the benefit. Now, full disclosure here, I have not practiced law since 2006, and I still have a lot of student loans. I pay $475 a month and probably will for the rest of my life paying on student loans. I did not get a scholarship to go to law school. I got a lot of scholarship to go to college. I didn't have a lot of college debt. I think my college debt was mostly just like room and board stuff, and it was dispatched fairly quickly. My wife's college debt, she had the Hope Scholarship. She was from Georgia. I wasn't. She had a good benefit of it. But a lot of people save money to go to college, and some people don't go to the college they want to go to because they can't afford it. Philip, who works with me, stayed in town and went to college here and wound up not having a bunch of student loan debt. He didn't want a ton of student loan debt, and he made financially responsible decisions. Instead of going off to the big party schools where you have all sorts of fun and make all sorts of connections, he got a great college degree, a great college education, has a fantastic job working for me, and he doesn't have any student loan debt. Why should the government be incentivizing people doing this? This is going to be an issue I don't think the left understands. I really don't think that they connect very well with the idea in suburban homes. Families have saved their money, or kids have done very well in school to get good scholarships to go to college, and they're going to be disincentivized. And the kids who didn't prepare, didn't plan, didn't save, they're the ones who are going to benefit. And it's going to put them at a competitive advantage to the people who were diligent enough to save their money or get good grades. And there's going to be a backlash to that. And really the real problem here is every bit of economic data shows that colleges have increased their costs way more than standard inflation, and they can get away with it because it's become very easy for you to get a low-cost, no-cost student loan to go to college. If the student loan industry did not exist in its present form, colleges would not have the tuition that they have. In fact, there is an argument to be made that there are some colleges and universities in this country that should be shut down. That if their students did not have easy access to either rich parents or student loans, they wouldn't be able to economically compete. And the market has to some degree been distorted. And it's the student loan industry, the subsidized student loan industry does that. It's probably time to consider forcing colleges to get in line with economic metrics that they haven't had to get in line with because of student loans. There are some colleges that have very diligently worked on endowments to provide scholarships for students to be able to pay them back through investment. Y'all, I'm telling you, listen, I think the Democrats do not know what's coming. If Joe Biden goes down the road of trying to unilaterally forgive student loans through executive order, I think you're going to see a bunch of Trump judges block it. I think you will see injunctions blocking it. I don't think he has the power to do that as president.